redeemed, rehabilitated, and real entertaining. This is the Carl Jackson Podcast.
Are you guys ready for October's surprise? Listen, I got to talk about Paul Pelosi today. But first, before I do, please be sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever podcasts are found. That's Apple, Google, Spotify, YouTube, and Rumble. This should be up on YouTube today and Rumble. Please like, share, subscribe, ring the bell so you get it in your inbox. All of that good stuff. It's free. It helps the podcast spread. Find us on social media, The Carl Jackson Show on social media, and support our friends at MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener square, use the promo code Carl, or give them a call, 1-800-858-0263, 1-800-858-0263. Get the special, the Giza Dream sheets that are on special, the Burkell bed sheets that are on special, the three-piece towel set normally sells for $49.99, now for $19.98 when you use the promo code Carl. So please do just that. Take advantage of the sales before Christmas. Buy your Christmas presents early. Okay, guys, I've got to get to the October surprise with Paul Pelosi. Are we being gaslit? That is the question. Are conservatives, is the media trying to gaslight the conservative media, big tech? Are they trying to put out that spin? I've got several questions that I want to ask. Gabe, I got to tell you, I always wonder when my Ghetto-fabulous degree from the University of Hardknox will come into play. I think this is when it does. Now, let me be emphatically clear. I do not condone violence, period. Political violence, I do not condone it, period. And I want to be clear that I'm not stating that the things that I'm about to say are facts, but I do have some questions, and I think we should have some questions about this situation with Paul Pelosi. All right. So several things I want to ask. All right. Now, as a, let's see, someone that has graduated from the School of Hardknox, that has a degree in Ghetto-fabulousness and a minor in Thugocracy due to my past life, there's some questions that came to mind. I had someone in the radio industry that texted me on this issue. I won't say who, but on this issue on Friday. And I said, here's what I want to know. And it threw them for a loop. I want to know if Dave Depape was naked. And this person sent me back a text like, a face like, that's what I wanted to know. We'll get to that. But first, I want to ask you this. The media is claiming that this David Depape or whatever broke into this house and he said, "Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy?" Now, that's very convenient. That may be true. I want to know, besides from CNN, who heard him say that? Did anyone see this man come up to the house? Did anyone see this man enter the house? Did anyone hear the break-in besides the resident Paul Pelosi and this unknown third party person that was there? But who the heck says, "Where's Nancy?" I want to know what criminal breaks into a house and announces or asks the question, "Where's Nancy?" Don't you ruin the element of surprise by doing that? I mean, if your intent is to go inside of a home and hurt a person, you do not want to give up as a criminal. You don't want to give up the element of surprise. Just something to think about. Again, now let's go back to Paul Pelosi was in his drawers. David Depape was in his drawers. According to the police reports, they were struggling over a hammer. I've seen some reports that said each one of them had a hammer. But more consistently, I've read the reports that have said they were struggling over one hammer. They were struggling between the hammer. Eventually, David Depape pops Paul Pelosi with the hammer, takes it from him, pops him with it. Paul Pelosi tries to defend himself. This is all, listen, again, I do not condone violence. I wish Paul Pelosi well. This just does not make sense to me. Apparently, there's some reports that this guy entered in through a sliding glass door. The glass door wasn't locked. There were no security around. Were there any cameras at the sliding glass door? From what I understand, there was broken glass on the scene, but the broken glass appeared to be as if it were broken from the inside, falling out. Could that have been staged? I don't know. All right. It could have been just a result of a struggle, maybe tussling. I don't know. But these are some questions that I want to answer. Does Paul Pelosi sleep butt naked? Does Paul Pelosi sleep in his underwear? Or was Paul Pelosi chilling with another dude in his underwear? Who was this third unknown person that opened the door for the cops? Was it a male? Was it a female? Was this person in their undergarments too? Inquiring minds wants to know. Now, given the fact that Nancy Pelosi and Paul Pelosi are amongst the most powerful couples in all of America, it's hard to believe that there isn't some type of security there, given that she's the Speaker of the House, that there isn't surveillance there. And I understand wherever she is, there's going to be security, so on, etc. But you mean they don't have security at their private residence? This just doesn't seem plausible to me, but maybe it is. Maybe Paul Pelosi is like, hey, I'll hold down the fort. No need for security when I'm around and you're gone, Nance. Maybe that's the case, but it doesn't make much sense to me when she's the third in line for the presidency. Or I'm sorry, the second in line for the presidency after the VP. Now, I know she's getting ready to get kicked out on her duff, but these are the things that just don't make sense to me. These are the questions that deserve to be answered. And quite frankly, I know the family is requesting privacy at this time. I don't think it works that way. You're a public figure. If someone has broken into the home of the Speaker of the House, I think the American public deserves details. She's a public figure. If there's a threat with one of our most highly elected officials, the public should know about it. All right. That makes sense to me. I hope that makes sense to you. Here's another thing I'd like to know. Does Dave Depape have a history of violence of any sort? Has he broken into another home? Now, here's what I've read, that he dated and lived with for a while one of San Francisco's premier nude activists, a lady named Tape or something to that effect. They apparently have a couple of kids together. She said that he was out of his mind at one period of time. He thought he was Jesus and so on, etc. But she had a very long relationship with him up until about 7 years ago, when she decided to marry someone else, I guess. But he still lived within the home with the couple up until recently. And he would live in the home, and there were reports that there was a bus outside of the home. There was another like camper or some sort or RV, and he would go in between the house and just a weird situation. There's no way that he's a right winger. If you look at the pictures of their home, I mean, there's like a Black Lives Matter insignia. There's the gay pride American flag with a weed symbol on it. I'm sorry. This is not a MAGA Trumper, as much as the media would like you to believe it. So that's why I'm wondering, is this an October surprise? That's what's making me wonder that. But I want to know, does this guy have a history of breaking in or causing violence, hitting other people upside the head with a hammer? That's not something you just do. All right. Even if you're mentally ill, you look at all these people that have been arrested in New York City, or these videos that are emerging in some of these cities with homelessness and the mentally ill. They have a pattern. They've done it several times. Has he? And then this is just extremely odd to me. Extremely odd to me. And again, I don't know. There's no evidence to suggest that this is a staged event, but I'm very curious. Here's another thing that I like to know. If you're being attacked, or if you're the attacker, why do you wait for the police to arrive? Isn't that the point in which you run away or scurry away? Or perhaps if you're crazy enough, maybe you go at the police. Why do you wait all of this time for the police to arrive before you attack? Could it have been? Now listen, I don't know. There's no evidence. All right. Could there have been hey, just give me a good one. Don't do it too hard, though. Make it look good. I'm just asking. I'm just wondering. Maybe that didn't happen. This situation just strikes me as extremely odd. And I believe that we're being gaslit. I could be wrong. I hope that I'm wrong, frankly. All right. And I want Paul Pelosi. I have no beef against Paul Pelosi besides his insider trading that I wish he'd go to jail for. He and Nancy Pelosi. I have no beef with them besides that. And I do wish him the best. I do wish him a full and speedy recovery. I'm not sure how 82-year-old man recovers speedily from a hammer to the head, but he's doing that, and he's doing well, according to the reports. But anyway, just some questions that I want to be answered. It's as simple as that. Are we being gaslit by the mainstream media with this Paul Pelosi attack? Guys, listen, this is a short one today. I appreciate you tuning in to this edition of the Carl Jackson Show podcast. We're going to have plenty of podcasts for you this week, as well as shorts. But please make sure you subscribe to the podcast wherever podcasts are found. Apple, Google, Spotify, YouTube, and Rumble, por favor. Also, you can find me on social media, The Carl Jackson Show. Please like and follow The Carl Jackson Show. And maybe I should have done a poll, Gabe. Like, how many people really believe or suspect there's a gay love affair going on that the media is gaslighting us? I mean, I'm just curious. You can message me on Facebook, The Carl Jackson Show on Facebook. You can even message me on Twitter. Find me Carl Jackson Show on Twitter, or through social, Getter, Carl Jackson Show, The Carl Jackson Show, one of those places I'm at. All right. But search for or comment on the video, The Carl Jackson Show. Was Paul Pelosi wrapped up in a gay love affair? And again, we're just speculating, no evidence. But until, let's just put it this way, I'd like to see some evidence. All right, guys, please subscribe to the podcast. Find me on social media and help out my homies at mypillow.com. Mike Lindell, great patriot, fighting for election integrity and providing American jobs, American products. mypillow.com, promo code Carl when you click on that radio listener square, or give them a call, 1-800-858-0263. And until next time, guys, don't grow weary doing good. God bless you.